know who I am to get me where I'm going, okay? One thing that I love to think about, is one of my ancestors, one of my great grandfathers. Him and his brother, they were both slaves, and they both decided that they were going to run off of the plantation, right? And if I didn't say it in the beginning, excuse the background noise, my neighbor's cutting the grass outside. But my great-grandfather, and his brother, they were slaves, and I'm pretty sure some more greats in there, but I digress. They were slaves, and they ran off the plantation. They decided to run off the plantation. And when they ran, at some point, they got separated. But even though they got separated, they carried on with their plan to run wherever they were going to run to. And they both ran to freedom, okay? They unfortunately lost contact for 40 years. But in that 40 years, they never stopped looking for each other. They never forgot about each other. And 40 years later, they found each other somehow, some way. I don't know how, but they found each other, and they decided from that point on, because after 40 years, you know, each brother had gotten married, had children. Some of those children may have had children of their own. But they didn't know each other. You know, the wives didn't know each other. The brothers, it's been 40 years. The children didn't know each other. So from that point on, they decided every 2 years they would do a family reunion. And our family reunions have been going strong every 2 years for the last 70 some odd years. Okay. Or maybe we've had 70, making it 140 years. So I said all that to say, as I grew up, especially in my adult life, I have found strength in me that I didn't know I had. I found strength in different situations, and I tell people my story, and they're like, oh my gosh, how did you get through that? I don't know what I would do. And I'm thinking, it's just a thing. It wasn't a biggie for me. But when I found out the story of my ancestors who were slaves, I realized that their strength is in me. And maybe that's where I pulled my strength from. It's in my DNA. Okay, so we have to think about those things, because that's what I think of when I need strength the most. So, as always, most of the time, I have 5 tips for you to try to figure out where you're going based off of where you come from, okay? Number 5, ask yourself, why am I the way I am? Who do I think I am, and who do I want to be? Okay, why am I the way I am? What experiences molded me to become the person that I am today? Who do I think I am? Who is it on this earth that I think I am? Who in my soul do I think I am? I might think that I'm, you know, funny, you know, and if I think I'm funny, why? Why do I think I'm that way? Okay, who do I want to be? Who in this world, if I ask people, what do you know about me? What do you remember about me? What is it you like about me? Who is it that I want to be? And then make sure you live according to those steps, okay? Number 4, figure out what makes you feel good, okay? Figure out, what do I want out of my life that makes me feel good? Am I a giver? You know, am I a humanitarian? Do I want to help people? Do I want people to think I'm mean? Figure out what makes you feel good, and that will lead you to who you are and where you're going, okay? Number 3, learn your family history. Again, I just told you a bit of my family history, and I figured out how I am the way I am because it runs deep in my blood, okay? Number 2, revisit your childhood. Oh, that one is a big one, because the things that happen to us as children mold us into the adults we become, okay? The things we experience, you're either going to say, that's my life, it is what it is, or that's my life, but I don't want to be there. How can I get away from this? How can I grow from it? What happens in our childhood molds us into the adults that we become. And number 1, journal. Journal about your feelings, about your experiences. Realize who and what you are, because one thing about it, when I journal, sometimes I have these epiphanies mid-sentence, because when you're journaling, you're writing down things that you don't necessarily want to say out loud. Maybe you don't want to tell other people, but you're telling yourself, you're telling your journal. So it all comes out on paper, and sometimes you begin to realize things that you didn't even know you knew. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, I want to hear from you, so hit me up at DevenWithAnE@gmail.com. Don't forget to hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Mwah.